as you will shortly realize, there are some benefits to going last. Yeah. Before I even get into things, there's somebody I want to acknowledge. I've known him for 45 years. He's one of the closest friends in my life, and he made a very special effort to be here tonight, and that's Russ Knudsen. That means I would also like to thank everybody that came this evening and dressed up and took time out of their day to come and insult me. Tom Lippy was a tremendous mentor for me. When I was at Marin Catholic teaching English, Tom would evaluate me and I would tell him, Tom, do you have any advice, for me, for my longevity teaching? And he'd take a long breath and say, just keep winning. Larry Gondola is more than a colleague, more than a friend. He's like a brother. The very first day we got together, it was so relaxed and natural. And I don't think Marin Catholic will even realize what they've lost until he's gone. And I kid him, and no matter how many years have passed, it's as if no time has gone by. I'm reminded of one time when he made this mistake. I did not. I had called and left him a message on his answering machine in his office. So he was multitasking, and he realized it was me, and he put it on speakerphone with other people in the room. Big mistake. Big mistake. And then he calls me and he goes, in the eloquent way that only Larry can say it, hey, you jackass, what the, and he's yelling at me. And I'm thinking, oh, am I stupid for leaving the message, or are you stupid for putting me on the air? Larry has really, and I look at him tonight, it's not very often you see Larry dress up. Most of the time he's wearing a polo shirt. Very rarely do you see him in a t-shirt, because you can only get it down only so far. So he's gone to a V-neck. And I'm a little nervous and I'm warming up, so get a cup of coffee. I do want to thank Larry and Marin Catholic and the administration, and I also want to thank the Woodalls, who have been there long before I ever got into teaching. There are things in my life that only they know. And they still talk to me. So I would like to, like I said, it's very difficult to express what I am feeling tonight. I'm very proud and humbled of the people at my table, the people that I consider my family, my wife Julie, one of my closest friends, Buddy Biancalana, starting shortstop for the World Championship. And he's joined by his girlfriend Sherry, my son JD, who actually drove up through the horrendous traffic all the way from up north through San Francisco. My two sisters, Gigi and Francesca, who I ask myself every day, why am I so lucky to have two sisters that actually look after me like they're my older sisters.
I'm the only one to do it. So.
That's right. I'm also joined and honored. I've known this gentleman, gosh, I think since he was 11. And he is as close to family as you can be without being blood. That's Chad Kruder and his wife, Kelly. Chad's sister. And I'm never quite sure when I get in front of a microphone, so I am going to take this opportunity to introduce someone that means everything to me. He has been my guiding light throughout my professional career, as well as throughout my personal life. He was there from the very, very first day I decided to be a teacher and a coach. And it's a little known fact that it actually cost him a friendship with my father by doing so. He has been, again, my mentor, my friend. He's been there for guidance and encouragement and support. And he reminded me that a good mentor tells you what you need to improve upon. A great mentor also tells you what you're doing well. And to this day, he has always been there for me, and that's Coach Al Andrus. The rest of my family is wearing blue polo shirts tonight, and I would like you guys to come up. Many times during the season, and it was a phenomenal season, the newspaper would ask, do you really think you have the best talent in the league? And I said, you're asking that question the wrong way. I said, you need to ask me if I have the best team. And I said, absolutely, we'll play anybody, anywhere. The person that probably complimented this team more than anybody else, and many times gets lost, is your assistant coach. He is the one that many times communicates things throughout the game that you don't even think about, and you're on the same wavelength that you don't even realize how precious that is. And it was just phenomenal how quickly things would run through your head and what you had to do, and that is Steve Greco. There are a few things about this team, just going through some of the accomplishments, and they're worth reviewing. This team won the large 3A Santa Rosa Invitational Tournament. We went back to Florida and won a three-game tournament back there. We did not allow one run in the MCAL playoffs. In the NCS 3A playoffs, as Larry Gondola said back then, and I got a taste of that coaching under Al Andrus at Redwood when Buddy was a senior. Back then there were 16 teams in the NCS. 12 of them were champions, 4 of them were at large. I mean, it was a rough go. In those 4 games, playing teams such as Antioch, which was 3,500 students, these gentlemen scored 40 runs in 4 games and collected 49 hits. In the final NCS game, and I was reminded of this talking to Steve Greco, we came upon Alhambra. We went ahead 1-0, and then they tied it up 1-1. Then we went ahead 2-1, and they tied it up 2-2. And I turned to Steve and I said, we're in for a game here. He said, well, let's just wait. And pardon the language, but it's almost as if Alhambra pissed these guys off, because then they exploded for 8 runs in the next inning and ended up beating them 11-2. We had 15 straight wins that year. According to the Chronicle, it was one of the longest winning streaks in county history. We had somebody that collected 8 RBIs in 1 game, which was the longest standing record in Marin County. And I don't think even he knows that, but that record was actually held by me. And this is the first he's hearing about that, and that's Gary Collini. We had 3 players who were never thrown out stealing. Dean Bonfili, Terrence Wilson, and Gary Collini. Never thrown out. We had 6 All-League players: Pat Ruby, Dean Bonfili, Danny Levette, Greg Basso, Terrence Wilson. We had the Player of the Year with Keith Merklin. And we were lucky enough to have an All-State player in Gary Collini. That year we had the best record in California. And we took on, the NCS has taken a turn with divisional play and so forth. What this team did can never be matched again. Can never be matched again. Anybody that was qualified to play us, we played them. And I wrote them a letter, and I saved this for last, hoping I get through it. Guys, there are simply no words that can express what I am feeling tonight. It seems like it was only yesterday that we were coming together as what would be the best team ever. I remember everything. For me, this becomes the best gift possible, because memories are what's most important, because nobody can ever take those away from you. I have always been proud of you, but never more than tonight. To be recognized by being inducted into the Marin Catholic Hall of Fame is a tremendous honor. We were and always will be family. What was accomplished could only have been possible if each and every one of you played an unselfish role. Whether or not you were a starter or not makes absolutely no difference. The chemistry of this team depended on all of our players. Remember, if you take even one ingredient from a great recipe, you will end up with something different. What we did to establish our team was exactly what enabled us to make history, a history that can never be duplicated. We played all qualifiers, regardless of school size. There were no divisions that would enable us to advance because of the size of our student body. We played anyone and everyone, and we beat them all. You are, and always will be, the team of my career. You guys were the best team that I've ever coached. I will never forget. Congratulations, fellas. You are the team that accomplished the best season ever.
I'm going to have to say a few things here, one because the coach was doing what you're talking. And we're actually all here for Coach. This was a pretty special team. Actually, I should take a step back. I think everybody should stand up. Look at this table right here. If you went to Marin Catholic, this is Marin Catholic legend right here. The coach down there, the rookies in the world. And they all meant as hard as So this team was real special. We had guys step up. We had an assistant coach that we didn't have the facilities you guys have now. This is unbelievable. Our field was horrible. Okay? Steve would go out, mow the lawn with his personal lawnmower before every game because we had the best fielders in the league. So we had Ruby at second, we had Bonbon at short, Frankie at third, Merklin at first. We had the advantage. We wanted that short field. So Steve would be out there, be 100 degrees, he's out there in his little van with the, pretzels and everything else in the back, and he's out there mowing the lawn, just posting the lawn. That's the kind of commitment we had from the coaches. The best compliment that I could give Coach Camellia, and I'm sure I'm talking for everybody here, so we all learn how to play ball from our folks. We learn how to throw and hit and do all of the basics. This is where we learn how to play baseball. We learned the actual fundamentals, the game. We stole bases. We hit and run. We bunted. We knew how to play baseball. When we were done with this, and I was fortunate enough to play with Coach Gondola my junior year too, they taught us everything we needed to know. Most of us, if we went on to play in college, a lot of us were fortunate enough to play for Coach Endres. It was an advantage because we already had the head start. He should be coaching at a completely different level, and we were fortunate enough to take advantage of that. So, thank you, Coach Camellia. Thank you, Coach Greco. Guys, this is a phenomenal team. We had guys fly in from North Carolina, from Arizona, from Los Angeles. That's how special this group is. All here to talk about.